Curling is a huge, huge thing in northern Minnesota, and Tom sucks at it.
I got it, Dad. Dad, I got the battery.
Hold on, get it in. Oh, back today, in business.
What is going on, guys? Today we are back with another video. Out of breath because I'm also out of shape.
We are crappie fishing today.
Or never fish it. Sometimes you wind up, you know, your confidence gets a little high. You're like, oh, here's a nice softball. You swing so hard that you just bloop it up into left field. And that's kind of what happened today.
It's kind of what happened yesterday.
Oh, yesterday we kind of caught fish though. We caught some nice fish.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed kind of the burbot video.
That was I wouldn't say beat down, but it was fun.
Cool to do. And check some different ice today. And now we're on a lake that
Tom said he would never go back to last week.
Yeah, we caught some crappies, but nothing spectacular. But maybe today we'll go into a little bit of basically some of this basin crappie fishing stuff and talk about that. Hopefully just catch a bunch of fish, see what happens, I guess, right? Stay tuned. All right, guys, so kind of the first deal whenever you're basin crappie fishing is real small lake today, you know, a couple 100 acres, but we swung for the fence and checked another walleye lake we really like to fish, and there just was not enough ice. We got this ridiculous warm up where it's even like 30 something degrees out right now. It just sucks. We're all praying for 0 degrees and highs of 6, but whenever you get to one of these crappie lakes and you're fishing a basin, lots of holes is key. So I got about probably 40 holes back behind us here that I just drilled out quick, kind of a grid system where it's going down like this. Next thing you do, grab your flasher, grab your electronics, and just start zipping through them, kind of looking for fish, and if you see them, drop on them. That's kind of what we're about to do right now, but it's much more difficult, obviously, to find these fish when you don't drill a ton of holes right off the bat. So that's what we're doing. Cody's already getting after it over there, so hopefully we start catching a few fish. We'll definitely catch a few fish. We just hope we catch some halfway decent ones, and that's kind of the plan. Stay tuned. Let's get it going on. There we go. First one of the day, Cody. We're hooked up on crop dog, right kind of fish. There we go. You know, it's not a walleye, it's not an eel pout, it's not a super cool fish, but it is a fish, and we are on ice, which is probably better than not being on ice and not catching any fish, if you ask me. But like I said, we fished this lake probably the day, a couple of days after Thanksgiving, something like that. Caught a bunch of fish, a couple nice ones. We hope today to just kind of do the same, duplicate, catch a couple nice fish, fishing just a little tiny Acme. This is their hammered pro tungsten jig with a little plastic. And if you guys watch this channel enough, you know how much I like gold jigs. And there is #1 on gold. And I've probably worked through, I don't know, 3 holes so far. There seems to be fish in every hole, but a lot of small ones. And a lot of times when you're just dealing with smaller fish, oh, here we go. We might get bit again. Come on. Come on. Not like flying, though.
Yeah, very slow.
Yeah, very slow moving. Coming up to it here. There's a couple of decent ones down here, but it seems like fish in every hole, a lot of small ones, and we're not really interested in the small ones. And a lot of times if you just take your jig, hold it a little higher than the small ones like to go, a bigger one will rush out up to it, as opposed to just kind of staying down by the bottom and messing with all those dinker fish. Oh no, that felt like a decent bite. Maybe it wasn't though. Oh. There we go. Fish on. Oh, Cody, maybe nicer. You got a decent one? Dude, I might have an actual nice fish on here. Oh, oh, dude, they do exist.
Nice.
They do exist. We got a real one.
Oh,
look at that.
Goodness, dude. I would much rather have mine though.
Oh man, what a bunch of cuties right there.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome. Well, they do exist.
That's a nice fish.
3rd or 4th fish. We caught one that's probably what, 12, 11 and a half, 11 3/4, somewhere right in there. But we'll take it. That is absolutely what we're after right there. We're just gonna let them all go today. But feels good, they do exist. We actually have a benchmark to shoot for now. All right, well, first decent one going back down the hole here. We'll see you later, buddy. It might just be a lot of moving around and just kind of sorting fish, huh?
A little bit bigger stuff.
Cody,
try to stay away from those smaller ones.
Cody's going a little tungsten spoon. And we'll see, we might just keep gridding this out or just keep hole hopping and just kind of pick through them. Right there, fish on. What do we got? Feels not too bad. Bluegill almost. What do we got? Oh, Cody, it's another nice one. Whoa, I'm actually shocked. Like I said, the other day we were out here and it's just dink, 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 dink. And we're like, well, maybe we'll just make the most of it kind of thing. There's a solid, you know, just shy of 11, probably 10 and a half. Look at that, first crappie day on the ice of the season. I got one, Cody, I got one. Are you proud of me? He's proud of me, I know he is. There we go. See you later, buddy. Well, I mean, you know, picking through fish, but not horrendous considering we've only been out here, you know, for, I don't know, 15 minutes now. Getting a few fish, can't complain. Fish on, hooked up. Dude, I think I got another good one. I'm not joking. I mean, he's not, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. He's all angry. Look at that, wow, I'm just shocked we're actually catching halfway decent ones. It's kind of cool watching them fight through the ice too. Catch and release, very important. Look at that, that fish is 100%, I can almost guarantee have been caught before, right there. Look at that, that'd be a beautiful one if you're gonna keep one. We're just letting them all go today. But, you know, another nice, probably, you know, 10 and a half incher right there. Can't complain, kind of catching a few decent ones. Now, Cody's biggest downfall today is gonna be that we didn't bring any crappie rods. I just happened to have one laying on the dash of the truck. This was not at all planned. This whole trip was kind of fly by the seat of our pants. We just never really thought we'd be crappie fishing. So he's crappie fishing with a rod with 6 pound on it. That's meant for jigging walleyes. And we were jigging these.
Funny though is a lot of my clients show up with this kind of gear.
Oh yeah. The rod you have and the line you have on it makes a huge difference. This is a 28-inch ultralight, kind of a quick tip, kind of a mostly kind of like a power noodle-ish action rod where the tip's really soft and it loads a little bit under the weight of that jig. And then 2 pound or a real small 3 pound is what you want. Something that gets, you know, real tight on a really small jig like we're fishing. All right, guys, you know, kind of our first crappie day out on the ice this year, and kind of walking through the process. I mean, it's just a little pit stop basically on the way back home, as we got to go to the St. Paul Ice Show here tomorrow. But you know, we kind of talked about moving around in the basin, things like that. A couple of my kind of favorite crappie basin baits, or crappie baits in general. Number one, tungsten gold jig, and the one I'm fishing with today is kind of one of these. I think it's a 4 mil or a 5 mil. This is the hammered gold pro grade tungsten by Acme, and gold is just absolutely always one of my absolute favorite colors. Tip it with a plastic, you guys are going to be good to go. And the other option, which kind of Cody talked about a little bit, which we absolutely love fishing, and this is quickly becoming one of just my absolute favorite crappie baits to the ice. This is, let's see if we can get the thing to focus here a little bit on it. This is the smallest size of the new, it was new last year, I got to fish it a bunch, Acme Tungsten Castmaster. It's a real small profile, and you don't even need bait to really fish this thing on here. Get it down there above those fish, it falls real quick. And these small spoons have always been good for crappies through the ice. The biggest problem is when they're not tungsten, they weigh so little, it's hard to fish basin crappies with them. But these tungsten ones are absolutely killers. If you can get your hands on a bunch of these, absolutely get them, and I'll go ahead and link them down below. And you know, those are just kind of a couple of our favorites. Kind of the standard deals, you know, generally tungstens, 3 mils, 4 mils, 5 mil size kind of. And I love gold, you know, it's a bunch of colors that work obviously, but I really like those spoons too. And we only had just how long were we out here, an hour?
Yeah, about 45 minutes.
45 minutes for an hour we were out here, and caught a bunch of fish doing what we were doing, and we were not prepared at all to crappie fish. We had a few baits, no plastics really, besides a couple of them that were left on jigs, and one crappie rod. So we're gonna get back after, catch a few more. got him right there. Hooked up. The fish, yep, I marked him before I even dropped, which is normally a good sign they're gonna bite. Oh, he's running all around. Dude, it's another nice one. What is going on?
I wonder if I should bore some more holes back behind you.
Maybe, look at that, dude. It's a nice fish right there. And kind of, yeah, no complaints with those ones, huh? We had no idea these things were in here. We'll take them like that though. One kind of big tip, you know, when you're dropping baits down to fish, when you're kind of going into that big school of crappies, or just, you know, even going down to a fish, or just kind of, even if there's no fish on the screen, what I'll do is I'll get the bait about halfway down, about 4 or 5 feet up from where the fish are, and I'll just kind of start dancing it down a little bit more. A lot of times I'll just, you know, free spool it out, kind of hold the rod up and kind of just walk it down like this to the fish. A lot of times just that slow down fall where you're popping it on the fall, a lot of fish will see that and shoot up to it right away, as opposed to just shooting it down, closing the bail, the jig will go boom, you know, right in place. Not very natural that way. So then they see that thing just kind of coming down at them, they'll start coming up, you start pulling it away from them, boom, fish on. It's kind of one big tip, you know, when you're fishing this crappie stuff. Now we've got all the nicer fish on kind of one end of our spread. So what we're gonna do is basically, I'm just gonna drill a whole bunch of holes, kind of more in that area and in that direction where we started catching most of those nicer fish. And most days when you're crappie fishing, you're gonna see that. You're gonna end up basically starting in one area, moving around that big grid system, finding an area that's a little bit better, and then drilling that area out more. And that's kind of a big part of the process when you're doing a lot of this basin crappie fishing. Oh my gosh, he didn't bite, he's gonna bite it now. Oh yeah, right there. Fish on. That one came up, charged it, didn't bite. Definitely another decent one here. Oh yeah, not super big, but if you're keeping fish, these would kind of be the ones right there. And look at that, he's off. Look how yellow this guy is. Real yellow colored right there. Kind of cool looking fish. I'll let him go. And there's nobody who doesn't like a basin crappie bite. Hole hopping kind of day. Ooh, we got a few down there. Close to the bottom, they look kind of small. And get that jig close to them, slow it down, start walking it down to them, and waiting for something to come up. Oh, right here, right away. What? How did he not bite though? How? Come back. He's coming back. He's gonna bite now. What? He's just staring at it. He's gonna come back though. Ooh, did not like that as much. There we go. Got him that time, Cody. That was a little bit of a process on that one. It's a nice one. It's a nice one. Look at that. You can see him through the ice. Oh man, basin crappies. And when he finally ate it, he really ate it. I mean, that thing is just gone, out of sight. Little gold tungsten jig. We're so unprepared we didn't even bring plastics out, Cody, did we?
What's that?
We didn't even bring plastics out.
No, I found a waxy on the ground.
Cody found a waxy on the ice and he caught a fish on it from somebody else's old holes. There we go. Look at that, basin crappies. Everybody's favorite bite through the ice. Just a ton of fun. Catch a pile of fish, and we're gonna let that guy go for now. There he goes, back for more. Nice little pit stop on the way home this morning.
Yeah.
After we struck out on finding walleye ice. Gonna kind of wrap up our first crappie day on the ice. Totally unintended crappie stop. We were not gonna crappie fish at all on this trip. You know, we mostly just walleye fished mostly on the first ice, and we kind of checked several spots where we wanted to go walleye fishing, and there just was not enough ice up there. We could have stayed on red, but then content would have got kind of one-dimensional, and you guys know the whole drill with that kind of stuff. We like mixing it up. So but I appreciate you guys kind of watching this first little string of videos. This is kind of the first little trip of the ice season, kind of hopping around in northern Minnesota, and I look forward to doing it a whole bunch more. And where are we going from here? Well, from here we're going to the St. Paul Ice Show for a couple days, and then I'll be back on the ice ASAP back creating more content. And we actually have some good cold weather coming this week, depending on when this video airs, but in the future we got some really nice cold weather coming, which should lock up a bunch of stuff, get us kind of moving around a little bit more. And I guess we should probably say this too, I've been having a whole bunch of like audio issues and computer issues and all sorts of stuff. So if the film seems not as good as they normally are, audio wise and visual wise, that's why. I'm just kind of cranking them out before I kind of get the stuff that allows me to do this at the level that I used to do it. So I apologize for some of that kind of stuff, but I appreciate you guys watching. I figured it'd probably be better to make videos than not make videos at all. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I always like making these videos kind of rough, rugged, real life fishing trips anyways. So thank you guys for watching all the ice fishing content so far. Stay tuned for more stuff. I'm excited to get back on the ice and create a whole bunch more content, and hopefully you guys are excited to watch it. We'll see you guys next time.